the 12 reindeer from the Rudolph and the Reindeer. It's not a story. Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. It's Megan and today is the start of Bookmas. I'm so excited. I have a ton of stuff planned for you guys, and as you can tell, I already have a cold going into this, so we are starting off strong. I'm probably gonna pre-film a lot of these videos so that I'm prepared when Bookmas actually hits. Today is November 29th. So we're gonna try to power out as many videos as we can tonight in preparation for Bookmas. So in this video specifically, we're talking my December TBR, or more so the books I'd like to get to potentially in December, not necessarily a strict TBR, but I do have my reindeer readathon TBR pretty strict on this one. So we're gonna do first the reindeer readathon TBR and then go into all the other books I'd like to try to get to in December. I'm gonna let you know right now, I am so ambitious, so overly ambitious. There is absolutely zero possibility that I'm going to finish all of these books in December or roughly by the end of 2021, but I have high hopes. I'm determined. We're gonna get through as many of these as possible. So without further ado, let's jump into the Reindeer Readathon TBR. So if you don't know what the Reindeer Readathon is, it is a readathon hosted throughout December. It is co-hosted by a few of my friends, but I am on Team Mistletoe, which is hosted by Eric, who kind of heads the whole thing. I will link his channel as well as the announcement video and links down below so that if you want to join, you can join as well. But it's essentially a readathon based on the 12 reindeer from the Rudolph and the Reindeer. So we're gonna start with Dasher. Dasher is to read a short story. I'm actually going to be picking up Queen of the Blazing Throne by Claire Legrand, which is the book 2.5 of the Furyborn trilogy. Furyborn is a story about two queens, a blood queen and a sun queen. One has the power to save the world and one has the power to destroy it, and we have two perspectives and you're trying to figure out who the queens are in each perspective. So it's a lot of fun. Next is Dancer, and that is to read or reread a book by one of your favorite authors. For this, I'm torn on which one I'm going to pick up. If I happen to finish Kingsbane before December, I will count that. But if I don't, I'm going to restart it and get into it in December and read that. But if I do finish it, I'm going to read Lightbringer for the Dancer prompt. So it just kind of depends on how November finalizes. Next is Prancer, and that is to read a book with a travel sort of element or trope. And I'm going to be picking up The Tourist Attraction by Sarah Morgenthaler. This is the first book and I believe a quartet. It could be a trilogy, but I believe it's a quartet of just kind of fun, travel-y, touristy books. They are adult romances. This one looks like it's going to be winter, but I've heard it's actually set in summer, but it's at a ski resort, so I'm going to count it as a travel setting. I mean, it counts, but I'm going to count it as like a wintry book, even though it's set during summer. Next is Vixen, to read a book that has recently caught your eye. For me, that would be These Violent Delights by Chloe Gong. This has definitely caught my eye. So many of my friends have recommended it. It's the book pick for my book club in December. It's a buddy read in our Discord. It's just everything. So it's definitely caught my eye and I'm excited to get into it. If you don't know, this is a retelling of Romeo and Juliet in Shanghai, I believe. Next is to read Comet, or a 5-star prediction, and that will be The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. This is the same author that wrote The Starless Sea, and I thoroughly enjoyed that one, and I've only heard amazing things about The Night Circus. I'm so excited to pick this one up. I'm going to be doing a reading vlog / Illumicrate unboxing because I did purchase the Illumicrate edition of it. and all the other things and goodies that come with that. So I'm going to be doing an unboxing and kind of reaction reading vlog, so stay tuned for that throughout Bookmas. But I'm so excited to get to this one, you guys. Next is Cupid, or to take a shot at reading a new author. And for that, I'm picking up Raybearer by Jordan Fueko. I have not read anything by Jordan, but I have heard such good things about Raybearer recently. I think it's something along the lines of, we have a main character who is, she has to get close to the prince slash king slash like ruling entity. But the only way to do so is becoming a thread, like a heart thread or something like that. Essentially, they have to like bind in like very close relations, so like soul binding or like soulmates or something like that. And only the prince's like most trusted bonds can get near him. But in order to become a trusted bond, you have to get to know him and like him. So of course, when our main character gets close to the prince, she is kind of hesitant and confused about what to do next, and that just sounds so good. Next is Donner, or to read a book with red or green as the main cover color, and I picked up In a Holidays by Christina Lauren for this one. Wow, the lights are so bright you can't even see the lettering of Christina Lauren. I don't know what this one is about, but it's an adult romance Christmas book. It's our book club adult romance pick for December. It's the Fire Nations Creations book club pick. It's a buddy read. It's pretty much everything, and I am so excited to get to this. I was so anticipating this one that I asked for it for Christmas last year. Never got to it. I did receive it for Christmas as a present, but I never read it during the Christmas season because Christmas had already passed at that point, and I just really wanted to read it leading up to Christmas. So this is the perfect book to pick up. Next is Blitzen, and for this you had to pick 3 books and then have some sort of poll or competition or something to choose between the 3. I ended up just doing a Twitter poll, and I had Our Violent Ends by Chloe Gong, which is the sequel to These Violent Delights. I had The Song of Achilles, and I had Little Women, which is surprisingly our winner. I really thought The Song of Achilles would win, to be honest, but Little Women actually won out. I love Little Women. It is my favorite classic. It means so much to me. It's perfect to read during the Christmas season, and I wanted to reread this going into the other 3 books of the series, because I have not read Good Wives, Little Men, or Joe's Boys before. So I'm very excited to pick up Little Women, reread it, find my love for this book, and just enjoy it, and then pick up the rest of the series throughout next year. And I did do the poll before deciding my last book, and the last book is Rudolph, a standalone novel, so I'm going to be picking up The Song of Achilles for that. And this is by Madeline Miller. It is the story of Achilles and Patroclus. I am terrible with pronunciation, I apologize, but it's their story. I've heard it's a heartbreaking novel. It's a buddy read, so I really wanted to fit it into the TBR. So there we go. So you saw all of those books. I still have a ton here I want to talk about. I don't even know where to begin. Let's go here. Okay, these are books that either finish or continue a series that I started and want to continue slash finish. So first we have Gods and Monsters, which is the final book of the Serpent and Dove trilogy. I obviously want to pick this one up so I can finish the series. Serpent and Dove is the story of a witch and a witch hunter who are betrothed in marriage. I really loved Serpent and Dove. It did have a slow start, but I ended up giving it 5 stars at the end. However, Blood and Honey wasn't as fun for me, so I'm interested to see what my thoughts on Gods and Monsters will be. Next is Kingdom of Sea and Stone by Mara Rutherford. This is the sequel and final book of the Crown of Coral and Pearl duology. Crown of Coral and Pearl is a story of 2 twins who essentially they live in the society where beauty rules, and they are stuck on this sea town, and they aren't allowed to go onto real land. They have to live on this like sea, like each house is a boat, and they have to like swim or boat to other people's houses or the market or that kind of thing. And the only way to get onto land is to be chosen as the prince's betrothed, and they were in a competition, the two twins, except one day the main character twin gets a scar on her face, and it is deemed that she is not worthy anymore because she's not as beautiful, and her twin switch places. Ooh, it was so much fun. Next is Witch Shadow by Susan Dennard. This is the 3rd/4th book. There's like a 2.5 in the Witchlands novels, and then I believe there's one more book coming out next year. So this will get me caught up to date with the Witchlands novels, and I believe we're following Isiel in this one specifically. I don't even honestly know how to describe the Witchlands novels, just know that they're really good. You do have to continue reading the series to truly get into it, because it just gets better with each book, and it's very confusing at first, but trust me, it's so good. Next I have The Damned by Renee Ahdieh, and also The Righteous I'm supposed to get my copy in December. We'll see if that happens, but I do want to try to at least read The Damned, and then The Righteous will be me caught up on the series of the currently released, and then I believe we have a 4th book coming out next year. So yes, The Beautiful is basically a murder mystery set in New Orleans, and it's so fun. I loved it. I reread it last month in order to be prepared to read The Damned, and I just loved it so much more. Next is Crown of Midnight. I did reread Throne of Glass for a Sisters of the, like, you know how there's Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants? We did Sisterhood of the Traveling Books, and we all sent around our favorite books. My first one was Throne of Glass, and after reading it I had to annotate it, and so now I want to annotate the whole series, so I would like to do Crown of Midnight in December. Speaking of the Sisterhood of the Traveling Book, my next book I received is The Raven Boys by Maggie Stiefvater. So I'm hoping to pick up and annotate this one as well to send it forward. This is actually my copy. I'm still waiting on the Sisterhood copy, but I'm really excited to read this because I've heard really good things about it. I honestly don't know what it's about. I just know that a lot of people like it. Two other series/duologies I'd like to read are the Where Dreams Descend duology. I want to reread Where Dreams Descend and then read When Night Breaks and finish this duology. Where Dreams Descend is about Kalia, who is a female magician, and it's essentially a dark retelling of like Moulin Rouge meets Phantom of the Opera, in which during the competition to become the headlining act, all of her fellow competitors are disappearing or being maimed or being killed, and we're trying to figure out who done it. There's illusionary magic, there's unreliable narrators, and it's such a fun time. And then the other duology is Shatter the Sky. I want to reread Shatter the Sky and then read Storm the Earth and finish this duology by Rebecca Kim Wells. This is a sapphic dragon story. So Marin is our main character. Her girlfriend gets stolen, so she steals a dragon to save her. What else do we got here? We got the Star Wars. Okay, so I've been reading through the Star Wars High Republic series. I did reread the first wave in this month, November, so I want to read the second wave in December. The second wave consists of The Rising Storm by Cavan Scott, which is the sequel to Light of the Jedi. Then we have Race to Crash Point Tower, which I think introduces us to new characters, because this one is by Daniel Jose Older, so I think we're meeting new characters in this one. And then also Out of the Shadows, which we are following the characters from A Test of Courage, and this one's by Justina Ireland. So excited to get to those, and then I want to read Tempest Runner in January, but I'm getting ahead of myself there. I'm really loving the Star Wars novels. Oh, we're not done yet, you guys. Here are some of my buddy reads I have planned for December, so I do have to get to these. First is Dune by Frank Herbert. I'm planning to read this one. These are all buddy reads that I have within the Discord. If you're interested in joining this Discord, it's not my personal Discord, it's just a bookish Discord I happen to find and actually interact in every single day. You're welcome to join. It's linked down below. I have a lot of fun there. I'd love to interact with you guys there too. Yes, Dune. I don't know what this is about. I just know it's a classic sci-fi. Next is These Hollow Vows, and this is by Lexi Ryan. It's a recent fairy loot. I don't know what it's about though. The back says, "The king was right about one thing. I am a great thief. I can steal just about anything, but a fairy prince's heart? I wouldn't know where to start." Next is I want to reread The Hobbit because I told my friend Jade that I would read the Lord of the Rings series for her, so we happen to be starting a buddy read of the whole series, starting with The Hobbit in December, so I tagged along so that I could accomplish what I told Jade I would do. And then final buddy read is Vial of Tears by Kristen Bashara. This is actually a book that was recommended to me by one of my coworkers because Kristen is her cousin. I don't know what this is about, but the cover is gorgeous, and someone happened to put this up for a buddy read option in the Discord, and I jumped on that sucker so that I could join in and read Vial of Tears. So let me read what it's about to you guys so you know. Two sisters become trapped in the underworld and in the machinations of gods, shapeshifters, and ghouls in this lush and dangerous fantasy based on the glittering mythology of ancient Lebanon. That sounds amazing. Mythology, shapeshifters, gods, ghouls. I'm very excited for that. And then also look at this inside the cover art. This is actually my coworker's copy, so I'm definitely gonna have to pick up my own. This one is a little delayed. This is actually our November book club pick. I just have not gotten to it. I was in the biggest slump of my life with everything in November because of many reasons that we're not gonna get into. But the Witchhaven is our November pick, and our I did delay our book club just because of the holiday, so it's not till next Tuesday, but I have till next Tuesday to read this sucker. And then here's just a bunch of books I want to get to for funsies because I want to. These are probably lowest priority, but we'll see how my mood shifts and ebbs throughout December, and I might pick them up more recently. So next is Mistletoe and Mr Wright, and I also want to throw out Enjoy the View. These are the second and third companion novels to The Tourist Attraction. I don't believe the fourth one is coming out till next year. And next next is what I've been talking about all year. I just really want to get to it, you guys, and that is In Deeper Waters by F.T. Lukens, which is Pirates of the Caribbean, I believe, meets The Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue. I don't know. I just, look at this cover. I am obsessed. Next is Instructions for Dancing by Nicola Yoon, and this is, sounds like an adorable contemporary fantasy-esque novel in which a girl is disenchanted by romance because of her parents having a falling out, so she gets rid of all her romance books at a little free library. However, she does have to take one in return according to just a random bystander, and she picks up a textbook called Instructions for Dancing, and after picking up this book she somehow gains the ability to see other people's relationships. I don't know, it gives me Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist vibes, so yeah. Next is Relativity, which is Kristen Bashara, that same coworker, cousin person, and in this one it's her sci-fi novel. A clever look at parallel worlds and the endless search for the ideal life. What would you give up for the perfect life? Ooh. This might be like a dystopian-esque novel. Next is Library of the Unwritten by A.J. Hackwith, and I believe that this is the story of books that are never finished. They go to this like underworld, and there's a librarian that has to like track down the characters that escape from these books, and that just sounds so fun. Next is The Snow Child, which was gifted to me in a book exchange last year. It looks like a fun wintry read, so I'd like to pick it up at some point in this winter season. These two I have to pick up during the Christmas season. We have A Princess for Christmas by Jenny Holiday. Also, Duke Actually is the companion novel to this, and I do have a NetGalley for that, so I'd like to pick that up as well. And then we have A Christmas Sweater by Glenn Beck. This sounds like that one really sad Christmas song, like Christmas Shoes, I think it is. And then finally I have Sailor Moon Volume 5. So, oh wait, I found one more that was sitting underneath my books here. I also have the Dune graphic novel. So yeah, these are all the books I would like to attempt to get to in December. It's 37 physical books, not including the other audio / ebooks I happen to mention and put on the screen. So that's a lot of books. I really don't think I'm going to get to them all, but I really want to try. So we're going to do our best. I'll keep you guys updated, but with Bookmas going on and with some personal things going on, I don't know. We're going to see what I get through though. So that is my December and Reindeer Readathon TBR. Let me know what you guys are hoping to read in December or for the end of the year, and I'll check in with you in my next one. Bye friends!